Hello gang, Watchman here, aka Victor, with you today on a somber occasion. I'm sure you all heard by now of the tragic events that occurred on the set of the movie Rust, where Alec Baldwin accidentally killed a cinematographer and injured the director, Joel Souza. The cinematographer was 42 years old. Her name was Halyna Hutchins, and the director was some distance behind her, was struck with the same bullet. To be frank with you, my sympathies lie with the cinematographer, Halyna Hutchins, and the injured Mr. Souza. Alec Baldwin, in my opinion, is arrogant, and he hates millions of people because they don't agree with his ideology or share his views. But without even getting political, his history has shown he's a bully and has a very bad temper, anger management issues. That said, I take no delight in what he's going through or what happened. Unfortunately, this reminds me of the death of Brandon Lee. Even before his sister made a tweet on a Brandon Lee channel they had set up in his memory. Shannon Lee goes on to write, "Our hearts go out to the family of Halyna Hutchins and to Joel Souza and all involved in the incident on Rust. No one should ever be killed by a gun on a film set. Period." Broken heart emoji. The death of Brandon Lee is one of those moments, in my life at least, that it's a watermark. It reminds me of my youth. For he is of my generation. I should say I'm of his generation. He was born before me by a few years. We're of Generation X. We had the Ataris, the Nintendos, the Segas. We have Nirvana. We have grunge music. It was great growing up in the 80s and 90s. And I remember distinctly when we heard Brandon was killed. I was working with my friends. We were painting a house or building, and we had the radio on, listening to music. And during a break, the news came out that Brandon was shot on set, taken to a hospital where he died. Later, over the years, you find out more to the story. We didn't have the internet back then. And if you're a fan, you just have questions. Perfect storm was the fact that Michael Massey had the gun pointed at Brandon, which should not have happened. What were camera angles? You don't need to point the gun. They can make it look as if he was. So he didn't know any better, and no one instructed him otherwise. He should not have pointed that gun at Brandon. Unfortunately, he did. I did not know that. I had no idea that Michael Massey had passed away. He died in 2016 from stomach cancer. Last time I had known of it, he was alive. But I just came across this article about Rust camera crew left set in protest hours before Alec Baldwin fatal shooting. So it says here, several members of the camera crew walked off the New Mexico set of Rust in protest before lead actor and producer Alec Baldwin fatally shot the cinematographer and wounded the movie's director with a prop gun. The half-dozen camera crew operators and assistants left the set of the Western over a dispute about working conditions, including long hours and low pay. 3 people not authorized to speak publicly told the newspaper. An unnamed, knowledgeable person said that there had been 3 prop gun mishaps before the fatal shooting, 2 on Saturday and 1 last week, telling the Times there was a serious lack of safety meetings on the set. On this set. Oh boy, that does not bode well. Well, this news certainly leaves it all wide open to lawsuits on a wrongful death. It's a sad situation all around. My condolences in these difficult and trying times. And Brandon Lee has been dead now 28 years. Over 28 years. 28 years and a little over 7 months. He's been dead longer than he was alive. And that just rattled my brain. I remember hearing the news on the radio. It was last month. Time is short. So make the most of it. Enjoy yourself. Tell your loved ones you love them. And enjoy life as long as you don't hurt no one else. Make the most out of it. None of us know how long we have on here. And for whom the bell will toll, it may toll for thee. Thank you. Take care. God bless.
Because we do not know when we will die, we get to think of life as an inexhaustible well. And yet everything happens only a certain number of times, and a very small number, really. How many more times will you remember a certain afternoon of your childhood, an afternoon that is so deeply a part of your being that you can't even conceive of your life without it? Perhaps 4 or 5 times more, perhaps not even that. How many more times will you watch the full moon rise? Perhaps 20, and yet it all seems limitless.
Little things used to mean so much to Shelley. I used to think they were kind of trivial. Believe me, nothing is trivial.
This is the point of view that this character is coming from in the whole film, because it has been brought sharply into focus for him how precious each moment of his life is.
I love you.
Say that again.
I love you.
This is the best role that I've had the opportunity to get my hands on in a film.